I I have no words. I literally have no words. I mean, it's still taking me this long to recoup as to what happened. You're up by 14 with 2.5 minutes to go, pretty much. Up by now, like 50 seconds, 50 some odd seconds ago. I mean, with practically 14 seconds to go, you're up by 3 possessions, and I, I, I mean, here's the thing. The surprising part is, like, my wife was saying, it's like, oh, they got this in the bag. There's no way. Being a Knicks fan, seeing how I was witness firsthand, of course, the 2 cases of Reggie Miller in the fourth quarter, how he killed the Knicks, and then of course the 8 points in less than 4 seconds or such, even though it's not less than 4 seconds, 14 seconds actually, and then you got the missed finger roll and such. I mean, it was an utter collapse, quite to say the least. Um, I don't know what we can do, what the Knicks will do about this. I don't know. Honestly, it was surprising. You could see that he was tired. Brunson was definitely tired. The fact that he had 5 fouls, he was definitely tired. And towards the end, when uh, Anunoby OG basically passed him the ball and it went out of bounds, it wasn't a lazy pass. Let's be honest, it wasn't a lazy pass. It's just the fact that he was too tired to catch that ball, and that's why he slipped through, went through his hands, or he hit it with his fingers, basically. Um, Bronson was definitely tired. He's got to come back in game two. The Knicks have to come back in game two because, like, quite honestly, it's surprising. A game where your two scorers, Cat and Brunson, score a combined of 70 some odd 6 points, 35 and 40 points. I mean, quite honestly, it's not a game that you should have lost. Um, there was some sloppiness, let's to say the least, but there were a lot of mental errors as well too. And I'm not gonna take anything away from I'm not gonna take anything away from Indianapolis, the Pacers, basically. Indiana, I mean not Indianapolis, but Indiana Pacers. I'm not gonna take anything away from them. Um, when push came to shove, they made the less mistakes. They hit their shots. Naismith doing what he did was surprising, quite to say the least. But it showed how the Knicks were not fully mentally prepared in the final 5 minutes of the fourth quarter, as well as in overtime. I mean, let's be honest. In overtime, they were up by 4 points as well too, and they couldn't compete. Um, again, game two, the Knicks have to come out strong and have to blow out the Pacers, and then they got to do this also in game three as well too. Because quite honestly, if you let them come back and this goes to 7 games, this game is the one that's going to come back and haunt them basically. Because this is the one where they had it, just like the way the Pistons had it against the Knicks, and just like Boston had it with game one and game two with the Knicks, and the Knicks took it from them. The Knicks pretty much were sloppy, gave this away, and the problem is like with Detroit and Boston, they weren't hitting their threes as well. This is not the same. This is not the case with Indiana. They were hitting their threes. Their defense was not up to par, but you could tell that the Knicks were pretty much tired. Pretty much, they're practically tired. Bronson was definitely tired. You could tell that for sure. As I said, based on everything you were saying, Cat thought he could have had something. I mean, quite honestly, at that last shot, when Brunson did an air ball, I'm like, all right, he was tired. And then when it came to Cat, I'm like, maybe he could get this, hit the rim. That's when I realized, like, yeah, like he was so tired at that point. And the fact of the matter is, like, both Hart and Bridges tried to grab the ball, but they couldn't do much because Indiana's defense was a little bit more stifling. I mean, OG was doing decent. Hart was, pretty much doing decent, as well as as well as Bridges. Um, but I think Bridges could have done a lot more. Quite honestly, Bridges should have done a lot more than in this game. Um, yeah, it's like I said, it's it's I'm just dumbfounded. Let's be honest. I'm just purely dumbfounded that this is a game where they should have had this. They should have had this. This is where the Knicks probably most likely, based on the way they were playing against Detroit and the way they were playing against Boston, they should have beaten. They should be taking out Indiana 5 games. In 5 games, meaning they should have had the first 2 games, lose 1 game in Indiana, and then capture the rest, and then win at home at Game 5, basically, or Game 6. Oh yeah, Game 5, basically. They should win at Game 5. But that's not happening now. I mean, unless somehow the Knicks win this game and they win the next 2 games in Indiana, then maybe they can do this. But will they do this? I don't know. And this is the part that I was really annoyed at was Halliburton's last shot before going into overtime. I thought he hit the three as well too. I honestly thought he hit the three, but the fact that he hit the choke sign, he did the choke sign as a Knick player. You should be thoroughly pissed off about that. Just be thoroughly pissed off that you want to come out strong in game 2 and you want to annihilate the bejesus out of them. You want to take them out in game 3. And in game 4, you want to do the exact same thing to the point like you want to do a gentleman sweep and win 4 straight against them, against Indiana. If I am basically Brunson, Cat, McHale, Bridges, Cart, Mitchell. Surprisingly, Mitchell was doing really well. OG, McBride. If I'm them, I'm coming out strong and I am gonna win the next 4 games and like throw it in their face by the end of the 5th game. When if they were to win it, 4-1, collectively do the choke right in front of Halliburton. The fact that Halliburton did that, should like cause so much angst against the players. So this is what I'm hoping in game 2. Now the Knicks should not do the choke sign in front of them in game 2 until they win the series. This is the thing. They have to win the series. But if they win the series, then all for it. Then do whatever you got to do to embarrass them at that point. But outside of that, yeah, it's yeah. I mean, one bright spot is the Mets won yesterday, but that's a different story. But they were in a losing streak, so finally they won a game. But in any case, I'd probably do more of the Mets much more later, like probably in the mid June. But with that, I'll leave it at that. If you're welcome to leave a comment in the comment section. What are your thoughts? Do you think what if the Knicks will win in 6? Do you think this will go in game 7 games? Do you think the Knicks will actually win this series? Let me know your thoughts on that. I do read my comments and I do respond to them all when they warrant a response. If you like this video, please hit the like button somewhere around here. And if you also haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. That'd be great. But with that, I'll leave it at that. Unfiltered, unedited, of course, always unrehearsed. Until next time.